Oh, hello. Wow. Hi, everybody. Hi. Go ahead and take care of a couple things here. There we go. Much better, much better. Hi, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Blacklist Babes Cabaret. Blacklist loves you. So excited to have you back here with us. Give everybody a round of applause from your comfort of your living room to our ears out here in internet wonderland. I promise we can hear you. So give yourselves a round of applause for staying home on a Friday night and being safe. And of course, my cast as well. Yeah, that is that wonderful chair painting over here, isn't it? Well, you know what? I decided that I was just going to go ahead and leave her in the show for this evening. She might disappear during one of the acts, don't worry. But anyway, welcome. As you know, the Blacklist Babes Cabaret, we always do a live, non-pre-recorded show. So just like you're in the live theater, sometimes things get left on the set. That was my bad. And sometimes we have technical difficulties. Sometimes you can hear little doggies in the other room shaking their tail. But we appreciate you all coming in. We've been doing these online shows since mid-April, and we were crossing our fingers, as I know you all were, that one day we would be able to perform live for you all again. But because that's not in the cards, while we did take a little bit of time off in June, we're back in July with another Blacklist Loves You. Now, normally on Blacklist Loves You, um, myself, the host, Risa Risque. Normally what we do is I will perform a song. We'll have one Blacklist babe perform a song, and then we will have somebody else from another troupe. For example, we had Corsets and Cuties on. We had Miss Brown from Miss Brown's Colors of Burlesque. We featured Eduardo Rivera. We also featured Venus Love Trap. If I'm missing anybody, please holler out because I'm trying to think. I've had so many guests. We've had April Fresh. We've had Salvation Mercy from the Lady Boys of the Peekaboo Lounge. So, we always try to feature a different performer from our local Orlando and even just the Central Florida burlesque, cabaret, and performing scene. But tonight we're doing a very, very special edition of Blacklist Loves You, and we're actually spreading the love all around the Blacklist Babes Cabaret cast. If you hadn't heard, we were among the very lucky and thankful, of course, to be nominated for Best of Burlesque in the Orlando Weekly's Best of 2020 edition. Now, there's tons of wonderful troops to vote for. I love every single one of them. But just to celebrate that we were on that list again, I believe this is the third time that we've been nominated. I'm so proud of my troupe as the producer and director. I can't tell you how proud that makes me, that you all love us enough to vote for us as well. And I'm proud of my team. Just over the last 4 years, seeing everybody grow, it's just incredible. So tonight, that's what we're doing. We're just celebrating the fact that over the last 4 years, we've done some incredible shows. We did 2 Fringe festivals. We have done shows at Clicks South, which is over on Cimarron. We've done many, many shows at the Falcon in Thornton Park. And of course, our very first home, the venue, which was on Virginia Drive. And now, of course, you can follow them at Blue La La Entertainment. Of course, you can always follow them. They're always doing wonderful stuff. But we decided tonight, let's go ahead and celebrate the best songs, our favorite songs. I told the babes, hey, pick a show that you loved and sing a song from that show. And then after they perform, we're going to talk about it. So if you've, again, ever seen any of the Blacklist Loves You shows, we always do a short little Q&A afterwards. And tonight's not any different. So if you have any questions about the show, about the costume, about, what was your idea behind it? Or, even like, was it crazy backstage at this show? That's where you as the audience member can join in the fun and just type your questions in. I can see them as they pop up live on YouTube and on Facebook. Levi Stretch, my partner here in the back, he can see them as well and he can pull them up on the screen. And of course, we'll just get into some juicy questions. So again, we want to thank you guys so much for, we took a little break and now we're back for Blacklist Loves You. We're so excited. We're going to keep these shows kind of shorter because we know it's Friday night and there's lots of fun stuff going on after this. You've got tons of online shows to choose from. So thank you so much for coming and stopping by at our house. Literally my house. All right. Well, that brings me to my first entertainer, Blacklist Babe. She's been in the Blacklist Babe since the very first time we started our very first show and when we competed in the amateur burlesque contest. So that brought us to where we are today. So I want to introduce you to my little baby. Love her so much. Take it away, Cherry Poppins. Now, I failed to mention, I sort of just know that a lot of people have seen our shows before, but right down there at the bottom, you can see Cherry Poppins' information. You can follow her on Instagram, you can follow her on TikTok, and she actually has her own YouTube channel as well. So you definitely want to go ahead and follow her there too, so you can see more of this beautiful singing and just gorgeous talent over here. And like always, we do free shows, but you can slip us a little tip over here. We've got our Venmo and our Cash App there scrolling at the bottom. So you can follow her and then send us a tip. We understand that not everybody's working right now. And since we're not performing out live, we just appreciate anything that you can donate to the babes. We truly, truly appreciate. So thank you so much. And how are you?
so good. I missed this.
Yeah, I know. It's only been about it's 4-ish weeks, 5-ish weeks since we've done a Blacklist Loves You show, and it feels like, oh my God, like it feels like we've been gone forever, even though it's only been like a month.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell us a little bit about God is a Woman. I mean, I love that version. That's a beautiful version. I don't think I've heard you sing that one before. But I also kind of saved a couple of pictures to bring up over the last 4 years of how your style has changed, because you're always kind of changing your style and experimenting with different styles, which is amazing. I love the look that you've created here tonight. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, originally when I first started performing God is a Woman, which was first at the Falcon and then at Clicks, I very much like red, rose, gold kind of and it's very and which is to the color.
All right, we're just taking it back just for a moment. As we mentioned, with live theater, sometimes you have some technical difficulties. So we're just going to wait for Cherry to come back in and give it just a moment to kind of bring her back in from where she was before. Just had little technical difficulties there. If we're not able to bring Miss Cherry Poppins in, we can definitely, looks like we can bring her back in. So give us just a moment. We'll bring Miss Cherry Poppins in, and I'll just tell you one more time there at the bottom, because we are doing free shows. We do appreciate when you all send us a little extra love. So right there at the bottom, you can find us and send us something on our Venmo and our Cash App. We do truly appreciate it. Oh, there she is. Thank you so much. Okay, let's I kind of heard we had a little bit of technical difficulties there. I kind of heard that you decided to go for a pastel look tonight, which is different than your normal look that you do.
Yeah, because I know the main sort of color scheme in the music video that Ariana does. She's very much into like the purples and like the pastels and the white, and she's like in the bottom of her.
I like it. So Levi Stretch actually has one of the pictures that I pulled up from the very first Fringe that you ever did with us. And there we go. And so that was like one of your very first looks. You were already a costume designer and seamstress, a makeup artist, but your looks have definitely changed and grown. I see you got some embellishments here at the bottom. And then the last time that you did this show, let's pull up that second picture. There we go. And that was from our show at Clicks, when we did the show at Clicks. The first one was from Fringe, of course, and then this one was just a Clicks, just to kind of show like how different and how much more you've started to get into like making headpieces and making more costumes. And that was our little makeshift like stage that we had there at Clicks, because they don't have an actual stage. So every year we're just like, okay, what can we do to make a stage? So yeah, if you could pull that back out. Thank you, Levi. So tell us a little bit about that's a really, really good one. So I was actually going to ask, I'll give you 2 questions and then we'll move on to the next performer. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you Nikki's question first. How did you learn to sing so amazingly? Is it just natural talent? Were you always a singer? Did you take lessons? I know that you were like a theater kid like me, but there's theater kids that like sing in musical theater, and then there's theater kids that get music lessons. Which one were you?
I sort of discovered that I could sing in 8th grade, actually, when I was auditioning for Lemmy, like the big 8th grade play. I was Miss Hanson. I never belting before, and then I liked
wait for Cherry to come back in and give it just a moment. That's me.
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead.
And then I just kind of and rapping. Even when we and all that, I really like. I always wanted to practice it more. Yeah. Thank you so much, Nikki.
Awesome. Yes, that's excellent. So, when you perform that song, God is a Woman, which is an amazing song, you've done it at two completely different venues. Clicks, which is like, more of a billiards hall, a place where people definitely go to party, 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 and it's an awesome, fun place. And then you also did it at the Falcon, which is more of an art bar. We sort of have to make our stage there too, but the vibe is very, very different. Tell us a little bit about that.
They're both very encouraging because the audience that Blacklist brings, no matter where we go, it's always so welcoming and very like energetic, and I love that. I'd say Falcon is more, yeah, the artsy bar, and then it was an interesting experience performing it at Clicks because I feel like it was more of a makeshift stage, but it was still really nice, like a change of pace and environment because of like the whole billiards hall. So you have like that section of people who are there for the show, and then depending on like which act or whatever, you have like the surrounding billiard tables, and you sometimes see the people like look over and like just kind of stop what they're doing, and like that's always a good feeling when you can like interrupt a game because like you're performing and they think you're good. So that's
Yeah. Absolutely. That is a lot of fun when people are just kind of like, I'm not here to see you guys take off your clothes. And as soon as you open your mouth to sing, they stop and they put their pool stick down and then they start watching.
several times in the past like few shows at Clicks when we're all just like first getting there and setting up the stage, like certain people be like, "Are you with the babes?" I was like, "Yeah, we are. Yeah."
That's awesome. Well, I love that song. Thank you for singing it for us tonight. I know it's really hard because with every single performer that we have, I say pick your best song, but like honestly, I feel like all of your songs are your best songs. You guys kill it every single time. So I'm so happy to hear you're singing live again.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity for doing all this.
Of course, of course. Anything else you'd like to say before we go? Hint, hint, vote for us. Anything like that?
Obviously, vote for us in Best of Burlesque, Orlando Sentinel, register to
Orlando Weekly.
Orlando Weekly. Sorry, Orlando. Register to vote. And
Register to vote. Yes.
and thank you so much, everyone, for your support. Good night, babes.
Good night. Oh my gosh. Yes. Register to vote. This is the year. Every year. Well, every year is the year. But listen, you guys need to vote this year. Okay. In particular, you need to vote. So, all right. Thank you again. That was a beautiful song. I love that song. I've heard her sing that song a couple different types of ways. And I love that stripped down version. One day when we get to sing live again, you'll probably be able to get the opportunity to hear it with the live band as well. So just want to say thank you guys again for tuning in. And I want to bring in my next performer, who is a good friend of mine and the official Blacklist Babes photographer. He started, oh, sorry. Roll that back. See, this is what happens when I don't have a set list in front of me. You'd think it's only four people. I should know, right? All right. We're moving on from that. Pretend I never said it. Live theater. And actually, I'm going to bring in another babe that has. She started off with these kind of the second round after her very first performance, but she was in our first live full performance that we ever did. And from that point, she, just really just worked her ass off, and now is definitely my she's my stage manager, assistant director. She kind of holds it all together for the team. So I want to bring into our next performer, and don't forget, you can follow her below on social media, and definitely you can tip. So definitely make sure to bring in those tips, and singing a song from one of our second Fringe Festival, actually singing a song from our second Fringe Festival that we ever did. We bring you Miss Victoria Reno. Take it away, Victoria.
Hey,
Welcome back.
thank you. It feels like it's been a long time.
I didn't even think that it felt that long. I think it's because I did Risque Business last week. It I guess it doesn't feel like it, but then I looked at the calendar at our next show because we're like we need to talk about August, and I was like, oh my God, like where are we? It's the end of July.
I forgot how to use StreamYard for a second. I was like, oh crap, how do I get my sound? And then I remembered at like 7:58. So I'm like, whew. All right.
Well, you did it and you sounded beautifully. I love it.
Thank you.
I
Love
love
Miranda
it.
Lambert. Love her.
I love that. I love this look, this like cutesy pinup look. It's so adorable.
But like I also got like trailer park because
Well, why do
I
you think I'm wearing this?
this is
like,
body by quarantine.
let me just pull it all in back here, okay?
There's no secrets here anymore. There's no more secrets here for me.
That's right.
Cheers.
Oh man. So let's see. So just to kind of tell people out there that haven't necessarily seen us, I am watching the comments here as well. So don't forget that if you have a question for Miss Victoria Reno, you can ask it here. I'm looking at the live right here, and Levi Stretch is watching the back, and we'll pull up any cool questions that we got for you. But I do kind of just want to dive on in that I remember the first time that you did this number. It was during the Fringe Festival. We did 2 Fringe Festivals, one at the Black venue, it was BYOV, and then one at the St. Matt's venue, which I don't believe that they did it after that first year. So I feel like we got the only Fringe BYOV there, and that was it.
I think you're right. And I remember being like, this is really cool because it was already kind of like at that time was like our home turf sort of.
Yeah.
Like we were, aside from maybe like the venue, it was like, oh, y'all, like we already know all the ins and outs. Like, oh, I know this guy. Oh yeah, let's hang out backstage. Like it was already we were already doing so many shows there that it was really nice to do a Fringe show.
Yeah.
In the same space.
Yeah. It was really nice too. All right, you got Chef Boyardee bag wants to know what's in your flask.
First of all, the greatest name I've ever heard. I don't know who you are, but hats off to you. We are now best friends. I'm drinking a colorful mixture of cheap bottom shelf vodka and Greenwise orange flavored sparkling water.
Woohoo!
I've been on a vodka seltzer kick for a while. It gets the job done and it's refreshing because it's summertime. So thank you for asking, Chef Boyardee bag.
Yes, I love it. Well, cheers. Cheers, because I'm on vodka too. So cheers to vodka. I got a little bit of soda in mine too, actually. This is great. So, now that we got this question up, I want to show everybody out there watching us right now what this number originally looked like. So go ahead and pull that picture up there, Levi.
I forgot about that picture.
I made sure to pick the best pictures.
No, I appreciate it and I love it. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah,
show the other one. Oh yeah, there's more than one. That's right. You were definitely feeling your crazy broken heart right there.
Oh yeah, no. I tried to do that here today, kind of like a lesser version of it. I didn't quite make it all the way. I didn't put on all those layers just because y'all can only see me from the bust up. So I was like, let me do kind of like a trashy, sort of trailer park thing. But then like this turned out too good. Like I was trying to make it look shitty. I'm like, damn it looks cute. So I just
way too good.
Thank you. I just smeared on some lipstick and went with it. So.
And actually, go ahead and pull that question up because that leads us right into the next question, Levi. Thank you so much. How do you perfect your pinup hairstyles? They're always so perfect. And yes, I'm sure that there's lots of people out there who would love to know your little tips.
So when I first started doing burlesque and burlesque cabaret and even just like performing in general, I always wore my natural hair. I have very big, voluminous natural curls. And then I wanted my personal preference and my personal draw to burlesque is vintage style and pinup. That was my, aside from being a performer, that was my whole deal. I started watching tutorials. I started looking at a lot of pictures of other performers that we would see do shows. I would always look and make note. I research products. I have a really good flat iron, so it takes me about 2.5 hours to get my hair done. Flat iron, curl, pin, pomade, hairspray, setting, clips, and then it's just however I'm feeling at the time. Could be 40s, 50s. You know, it's just whatever suits the character at the time. But then, like, for numbers like this, I can just do it kind of messy and look like a crazy person. But it's honestly YouTube tutorials. If you look up like 40s hair and makeup tutorials, I have learned so much from YouTube, step by step, on how to do vintage glam and hair that has really helped me evolve my style into that vintage style that is me. So
yeah, I definitely, like, everybody learns differently. If you're like a YouTube person, when I did have hair and now I just wig it out basically. But I'm a picture person, so I'll usually go to Pinterest and I'll look up like vintage hairstyles, and I'll do a lot for like my hair is short enough that I can do small little pin curls in the front, and so I'll go to like Pinterest and be like short pinup hair, and I'll see just the pictures step by step. That helps me a lot too. So, you know, just I guess it really is just getting your hair big and sticky enough to really just start playing with it.
The name of the game is pomade, especially in Florida, and especially when we'd have those shows at the venue, because I'm like, well, damn, we're going to be outside for 3 hours getting dressed. You pomade the shit out of it and you hairspray it, and it will hold, and you use 1,000 bobby pins. And that is, if I can leave anything with you, the key to it is pomade, hairspray, and bobby pins.
Well, that's a really good segue into another question that I'm sure people would love to hear. So of the places that we performed at, I would say, you know, yes, St. Matt's, we used to perform there a lot. But even more than that, the Falcon, the venue, and Click South being our longest running show once a year, but the longest running show that I've ever produced, actually. And every single one has a different backstage.
Oh yeah.
Do you care to comment on like what's your favorite backstage, and what's the most insane backstage that you've had to deal with?
My favorite. All right. I guess I would say my favorite backstage is probably Falcon. Not the first time that we performed, when we took the bathroom and people were upset, maybe.
Yeah. Sorry.
We stole the one bathroom they had. I'm sorry, everyone. But like, we have a little curtain on the side, and like everyone there is so chill, and everyone's just there to like hang out. So it's like, oh, the girl in her underwear, like no one cares, and everyone's very supportive.
Yeah.
I will say the venue's nice because it had a lot of space back there, even though it was outside. But probably, and I love doing the early show, Clicks is, if the flurry of madness and stress behind that curtain at Clicks is unreal, because it's dark and we only have that little corner against the electronic, what do you call it? Darts.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone, like, there's like 9 people all the time.
Yeah.
And everyone's trying to get dressed, and there's a billion costumes. So it's like a sweaty, frantic mess. And then you have to come out and be like, and I'm ready, choreography. So it's I enjoy being there. Backstage is crazy. Our makeshift backstage.
I would say, yeah, that was really sweet. I remember the first time we came back, after the first time we came back to the Falcon, and somebody had strung like a little tablecloth over a string, and it doesn't even fit all of us at one time. We had to kind of like two of us at the same time. Like, it couldn't handle really more than 2. And I remember even like at some point the curtain falling, and it literally being like me in my underwear, and people at the bar just being like, respectful, you know, like,
oh, no, I'm not supposed to do that. Yeah.
And the same thing with the venue is also so much fun too, because, you know, unless you brought something to cover, you didn't really have a cover, and you had everybody across the street at the Hideaway being like, woo!
Yeah, like,
or ignoring you completely.
Right, it's like, I'm naked in a parking lot, man. I don't know what to tell you, and I'm sorry, but, you know.
Yeah, it's really funny. I would have to say that these backstage adventures are probably one of the most fun things about being a burlesque performer, is that it's so unique. Every venue's unique. Every venue's special. Every crowd is special. Every show is special, which is why we're here celebrating tonight.
Yeah, no, it really is. When I think back the last 4.5 years, the number of shows that we've done in like the different places, it kind of blows my mind because I'm like, oh yeah, we got one show, and it's like, wait, no, there were like 8 of those, and then 8 at another place, and blah blah blah. So it's times, and nothing will humble you more than someone accidentally walking past the backstage and just seeing like your tits out. Like that's nothing will humble you more, or just forgetting your top stick and having to hurriedly like, do you have top stick, please? I need top stick for the love of God, which has happened to everybody. So
every single there was a time where I even if I had top stick, I couldn't seem to bring it with me. Like it was me. I was that person for like 5 shows in a row. Like
I kept buying extra packs, and I was like, someone will need it. I have like 2 packs, so I'll just stuff them in here, and they spill everywhere, but it doesn't matter.
Yes, and if the audience doesn't know, a little behind the scenes, Top Stick is everybody likes, every performer has their own brand of whatever they want to stick their pasties on with. Some people like glue. I don't like the glue. That's just that's a me preference, but some girls swear by it. I swear by Top Stick, which is actually like toupee tape. I don't know what man is putting on a toupee and using tape to hold it down, but I use it to keep my pasties on my boobies.
It makes me feel, I've tried to use the glue, and there's too much, and it really hurt coming off. So I just kind of stuck with the Top Stick after that. Thankfully, it's never steered me wrong.
Yeah, and I've even tried masking tape when I did not have Top Stick, which it obviously doesn't work. But yeah, it's funny. So all of you, and now you all know like a little bit of backstage. And I think if nobody else has any other questions, and do you have anything else you would like to say before you head on out? And we'll see you later, of course, this evening.
Not much. It's good to be back. It's nice to see you guys. I know there was a minute there, especially in Florida, where we were all like, yeah, we're going to open again and everything's going to be great. And then things kind of crashed again. So I know it's been hard for everyone, but just get a good routine, keep your head up. Don't watch the news constantly. I'm going to tell you straight up, being addicted to the news from firsthand experience is not a good look, and it's not going to help. So make sure you take some time to step away and care for yourself, because you will lose your mind and it's not worth it. So I just appreciate everyone being here with us tonight. It was really nice. So,
yes, thank you so much.
All right, see y'all later.
All right, see you later. Excellent. So I just, before we get into our next performer, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the Barber Fund really quick, like we do. If you have seen, and please subscribe to the Blacklist Babes Cabaret YouTube channel. We love it, love it, love it. We are so thankful. We never had a YouTube channel before because we're live performers. We sing live, we perform live, we have live musicians as many times as possibly that we can have them. But we love them, of course, but even when we can't necessarily have the live band, we always have the live singing. We do lots of live group numbers as well, duets, quartets, and everything else. So we never really thought to have a YouTube channel. So the fact that, the quarantine has sort of forced us to open a YouTube channel and then start doing shows like this, we definitely appreciate you guys following us. If you follow us, you're going to be able to see every single show that we've done since April. And if you go back, every single show that we've done since April, except for maybe the one that we dedicated to the Black Lives Matter movement and fundraiser, we always talk about the Barber Fund. So the barberfund.org, they are taking donations, and this is the time. We appreciate that you can tip us in our free shows. Of course, we do appreciate it. But if you cannot and you do want to make any sort of donation at all, please donate to the barberfund.org. They are a local organization helping people living with cancer. Right now, they are definitely focusing on helping people, locally, but in the past, they've helped people from all over. So definitely check them out at thebarberfund.org. You can make a donation. You can get more information on if you know anybody that you would like to help, or if you have a family member or yourself that is in need of any assistance, you can go to thebarberfund.org. And I highly encourage you to follow them, of course, on Instagram as well and on Facebook. They do wonderful work. They're wonderful people. Honestly, even anytime that you need just somebody to talk to. I've even had that point where I've called up a barber friend, you know, person and friend and said, hey, I just need to talk about some stuff, or I need some positive vibes or some prayers, and they're there for you. So definitely, again, if you can't necessarily donate to us, please consider donating to your charitable organization of choice. And if you don't have one of choice, I highly recommend the barberfund.org. All right, so thank you all so much, guys. I just want to thank you so much for allowing us this time to promote them at every single show that we do. All right, so I believe it is time for our next performer. So remember that time when I told you a few minutes ago that the performer coming up next, but it was not the performer coming up next, but now it is the performer coming up next. So the performer coming up next was our, and still is our photographer for the Blacklist Babes Cabaret. And he has an incredible voice. He's an incredible person. And at some point, I finally said, you know what? I need you to sing on stage. You always take pictures, but you are so talented. And I need the world to see that talent and how beautiful your voice is and how wonderful and warm your soul is. So this actual next song, we took a little bit of a break. You know, we had performed for about a good 3 years in a row and a lot. You know, we really kicked it off and we were performing our little asses off for a while. We were doing 1 to 2 shows a month, and we, you know, got to the point where we needed to refocus, realign. And so we started doing just one show every other month. It was wild. We went from going like 30 something shows in a year to even 17, 18 shows in a year, which is kind of a lot. And at least for a group of our size to have, you know, an ensemble group like that. And we decided to you know, take a break, refocus, and then we came back to the venue with a full live band. We used to do kind of like a small live band with a piano and guitar and drums, and then we came back with a bass player, drums, violin, and like a full band, piano and everything. And out of that show, we had Orion Svelte, who wowed the audience with this beautiful song that you're going to hear coming up next. And I'll just let him sing it for you. Take it away, Orion.
I'm trying to hold my breath, let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end. You set off a dream in me, getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Take my hand, will you share this with me? 'Cause darling, without you, all the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands can hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, 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 never for me. For me, never enough, never enough, never enough for me, for me, for me. All the shine of 1,000 spotlights, All the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough. Never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands can hold the world, but it'll never be enough. Never be enough for me. Never, never, never enough. Never, never, never enough for me. For me, never enough, never, never, never enough, never, never, never enough for me, for me, for me, for me.
Yes, congratulations. Yeah, that was so good.
Here you go. Just one moment. I can't hear you. Let me see. Say something.
Hello.
Hi, now I can hear you. Okay.
Okay, great. I was just saying that was excellent. That was awesome. I'm so glad I got to hear that song again.
Did you hear the music with it?
Yes, I did. I did.
Okay, good.
It
That's what's important.
was a little quiet, but that's okay because you know, we wanted to focus on your gorgeous voice anyway.
Thanks.
So you have Orion's information here. You can follow him at Carol Images. He's an incredible photographer. And of course, you know, if you want to drop a little tip in there, you've got our Venmo and our Cash App. We appreciate anything that you can donate to us, of course. So basically what we ended up doing, like I was telling the audience, was, you know, we didn't do a show for a little bit because we were preparing for this big live music show, and you ended up singing 3 songs in that show in addition to you ended up singing 3 songs in that show. I think we did do, of course, we had our normal opener closer like we usually do with the group numbers and everything. But yeah, I remember you sang 3 songs, which is random because we just wanted a solo. And then we decided to do a group number with all the girls dancing and then you singing. And then you also became like a duet partner for Nikki Fontaine. So you ended up singing.
That's right. That was fun.
You went from literally just being like the photographer to doing 3 numbers and 1 live music show at the venue.
Yeah, it was crazy. And also at the same time, I was still trying to be the photographer, which was really interesting.
Right. Yes. Because I actually, when I was going through old photos, which I want Levi, go ahead and bring up your very first look as Orion, how you came out as Orion for the very first time.
Yeah.
So you had this wonderful bejeweled tuxedo, and you did kind of like the silver thing with your hair. You had some awesome eye makeup on, and that was taken by Harriet. Actually, took those pictures. And I love how your style has kind of like grown and changed. And your you know, I'm not sure if you ever saw yourself doing boylesque cabaret.
Not really. No, not in any sense. Definitely singing, but nothing like that's any close to burlesque, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is so cool. Like, I love that so much. And then, so that was your very, very first performance with the Babes, and as a burlesque cabaret performer, that was your very first performance in general. And then bring up that second picture where we had, so this one I love because I was going through old photos of these, you know, reminiscing on all these shows that we did. That photo is actually, again, taken by Harriet Prentice at the venue. And as you can see, you've got our live band there performing, and then you've got all the ladies here performing as well, doing a choreographed dance that it's Brenda choreographed actually, and then you sang to it, which was amazing. That's still one of my absolute favorite numbers that we've ever done.
Yeah, I think at one point that wasn't even supposed to. It was. I don't know if it was actually going to be a group number, because I know I brought to you the song "Wicked Games" originally. I wanted to sing, but I think it just became a group number at one point, right?
Yes. Yeah, Levi, can you take that back out, please? I think it was like we were sort of like playing around with the idea, like, oh, well, what if the girls came in and just kind of like walked around you, and then it came in
Yeah,
from what walked around you to full on choreographed strip number.
because originally I wanted just to like, hey, there's some backup vocals. Can you girls just sing in the back like blah blah blah? And you're
Yeah,
like, no, let's do a number.
we're gonna strip our clothes off, and it worked out really, really well.
Yeah.
That was really, really awesome. I loved it so much. Do you have any like exciting memories or anything that you want to share from like your very first time? Obviously, like you were running around like a crazy person, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The thing is, I was trying to remember like specifics of that night, and I think it was such a blur that I can't even remember like specific things that happened. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, of
Yeah.
course, you are back in New York City right now. But
Mhm.
if you were ever given the opportunity, if we are ever given the opportunity to perform again, do you think that you would want to get back out on stage and do a little more cabaret with us?
I definitely would. I still enjoy being the photographer the most, but I really do like helping out and trying to round out whatever you want from like a cabaret or a show if you need kind of some element you're missing. So I'm always there to help. Definitely.
Yeah.
Be fun.
Well, we love you, love your voice, and I'm so glad to call you, not only just our photographer, but a part of the Babes. I always wanted to have more male singers. I just wanted to have more voices in general. That weren't like, we always have our female singers, of course, but I love having other performers as well showcase their talents. So I'm very glad to have you here in the Babes with us.
Yes, me too. I'm really happy.
Well, anything else you'd like to say before you head out?
Not much. Everybody just stay safe. Try not to go to bars anymore, and wear your masks. That's about it.
Wear your masks. All right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Thank you. And
Thank you.
we will see you again actually next week, and we'll talk about that more later.
Yeah, definitely. I'll see you later, babes.
Bye. Excellent. All right. So we have gotten to the end of our show. So I guess you know that means the next performer is me, Risa Risque. So you have my Instagram here. You've got my TikTok, but follow me on Instagram more than anything. Please, if you would like to donate anything, please donate to our Venmo or Cash App. We appreciate anything that you all can donate to us. And after my number is over, we're going to do a very short Q&A, and then I'm going to tell you what our next upcoming shows are going to be, talk a little bit about some fun stuff that we've got coming up, and then we're going to let you move on because it's getting to be about close to 9 o'clock, and that means you guys have more online shows to watch. Alrighty, so I'm just going to go ahead and take it away with a short story that the next song that I am singing, I actually sang this song at the very first Fringe Festival that I ever produced back in, I believe it was 2017. Might have actually been 2016. Sorry, 2016. I produced my very first Fringe Festival show, and that was at the venue, which was called the Black Venue. So I believe we called our show that year "In the Black," and it was hosted by Miss Brown of Miss Brown's Colors of Burlesque. We had Miss Venus Lovetrap as one of our guest performers, and every night we did kind of like a different little cabaret. It was about an hour long, and we sang different songs. And this is the one song that I was very lucky enough to actually have a reporter in the Orlando Sentinel came to see this song, or came to see this show, and wrote a little bit in the Orlando Sentinel about this song. So I guess with that, I'm going to go ahead and take it away. And give it up for me, Risa Risque. Oh my goodness. So the story behind that one, if you want to go ahead and bring up the pictures, Levi Stretch. Um, so as you can see here, this was a makeshift dress. I covered myself in printer paper, even as you can see with like old school printer paper. I can't even remember where. I think somebody gave me literally like a stack of printer paper, old printer paper with the sides that you still had to like peel off. And so I made an entire dress, the top, the back, and the bottom. And I sang the song, and I gave everybody in the audience markers. And I walked through the audience, and I just let people write all over my my little makeshift paper dress. And if you want to pull up that second photo as well, again taken by Harriet Prentice at the venue, which is where we had our very first Fringe Festival. But by the end of this number, because I only started off on stage, and then by the end of the number, I was covered in random doodles, words, hearts. I believe even one night somebody gave me a penis, which was pretty hilarious. You know, smiley faces, and just words in general. So yeah, if you want to take that one down. But yes, that was actually one of the things that was mentioned in the Orlando Sentinel article was how everybody was able to interact and draw on the dress. So one day, that is one of my absolute favorite songs. And one day I'll be able to bring it back again live with a different, you know, dress motif that people can write on. You know, the main reason for the dress was because we do so many numbers in Blacklist Babes that I didn't want anybody to write on my skin because I knew I had a bunch of other numbers to do after that. So that's kind of where the blank space dress and the blank space idea came from. So I do see a question here. If Levi, if you want to bring up that first question, because at this point, I'm just going to, since I normally do the Q&A, I'm going to actually give Victoria Reno a break, and because we are kind of running short on time here, and I'm just going to answer whatever questions you guys have in the chat here for me. So I see one question here from Nikki Fontaine. You're amazing at connecting with the audience. Thank you. Well, it's easy when there's no audience in front of me, right? How do you come up with your amazing audience interactions? Oh gosh, I would definitely have to say it's from years and years of being in front of live audiences and having to perform and dance and force yourself to be uncomfortable, you know? I feel the same way as Orion felt in his last Q&A, you know. It's a blur a lot of the times, you know, like sometimes I don't even realize who. I know I'm connecting with people because I'm looking at them. I'm you know, I'm focusing my attention here and there, but I don't always notice when I don't always notice that, I guess, because in my mind, yes, I'm focusing on certain people, I'm connecting, but I'm also like totally blanking out. Like as soon as it's done, I'm just like, what happened? Who did I look at? Did I look crazy? Did I stare at this person too long? You know what I mean? And this song in particular, it was very emotional for me at the time. So it was really hard for me to let people draw on me and not look at certain people because I would feel myself getting like emotional. So you sort of learn to like push through that kind of barrier in that wall and sort of make yourself uncomfortable and vulnerable in that moment. And that vulnerability and sensitivity, I really enjoy sharing with other people because I know that that emotional connection is not something to take lightly or to you know, discount in a theater experience. So I guess I don't know. That's a very kind, and I thank you so much for that compliment. That's very kind, and I'll be thinking about that for a long time. That's so sweet. But definitely, I would say just sort of you know, forcing yourself to jump outside of the box and really push yourself to make those connections. And then over time, now it's just become kind of a second nature thing. Like I really love to know that at the end of this show, any of these four performers, myself included, tonight made you feel something, whether it was like a memory, a good memory, or something that you know you want to think about or focus on, or even work through, or make you laugh or smile or make you feel good. You know, that response makes me feel good in return, and as a performer, that's all I ever really want is to make people feel good. You know, it makes me feel good. So thank you so much for saying that. I really appreciate it. Let's see, unless we have any more questions, we're probably going to go ahead and wrap this up. I already kind of told you my story about why I picked Blank Space. I haven't performed that song since probably 2017. Actually, I did it for Fringe, and then I did it one more time at one of our anniversary shows, and I haven't done it since then. So thank you all for allowing me to share that with you. So if we are out of questions here, I'm going to go ahead and let's talk about our next upcoming shows. All right. So coming up next, we have for you this coming Friday night. This is a fan favorite show that we have done once, and we were requested to do it a couple times, and we never really got the chance to do this show again. So we're bringing it back to you because why not? Because we can do it online, and you guys, all you have to do is tune in on Facebook and YouTube. So coming up next, this Friday night at 8 p.m. right here on YouTube or on our Blacklist Babes Facebook, you can catch the Nightmare Before Christmas in July. So, yep, that's right. There you go. And you see our wonderful performers here. You'll have myself hosting the show as usual. We have Miss Victoria Reno, Nikki Fontaine, Orion Svelte, Cherry Poppins. We have Gabe the Babe and Bartholomew Bottoms, who is going to be performing in this show. So it's a lot of fun. We kind of do a little twist. We sing some Christmas songs. We also sing some songs from The Nightmare Before Christmas. But we're celebrating Christmas in July the only way that we know how, which is, of course, just weird and spooky and full of singing. So definitely stay tuned this coming Friday at 8 p.m. You will see the larger cast of the Blacklist Babes Cabaret in The Nightmare Before Christmas in July. As always, it is a free show. We just would ask if you are able to send us some tips to our Venmo and our Cash App. All right, now let's kind of look. I want to bring you guys back and just let you know a little bit about what else we're doing right now. All right, so we've got Friday the 31st, 8 p.m., Nightmare Before Christmas in July. Please, 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 we appreciate it if you could drop us a vote for the Best Burlesque Troupe in Orlando Weekly's Best of Orlando Reader Poll. There's so many wonderful troupes to choose from, and if you choose us, we are so very thankful. Again, we do appreciate you all just being here and subscribing to our YouTube channel. In August, we'll be back with Risque Business, which is my cabaret that I do where I pull on a guest performer from Orlando or Central Florida. And we do a couple performances, and then we get into some risque, silly, funny questions, and it's just kind of like a little fun talk back kind of show. But we'll be doing that, so we'll make sure that you all have the dates in August for Risque Business, and Blacklist Loves You. We'll do another one similar to this, but we will feature, of course, a local performer as well. And DM us for merch. Direct message us for merch. If you want to pull that back out, Levi, I would just want to show everybody. So we've got t-shirts ordered. Unfortunately, I've had to kind of jump through some hoops with our t-shirt company. So I apologize. I know I said that we were going to get those out, but they are coming very, very soon. But in the meantime, we made masks. So the Blacklist Babes Cabaret mask, they are handmade from a local company called Infinite Dreams. You can find them on Instagram. They're a local Black-owned business. I love my mask. I love that it has like a little bit of a firmness here at the top so it doesn't slip down off my nose. And of course, it has the two straps in the back, which make it a lot easier to hold onto your head. But if you would like one of these, because we had such a positive response to our masks when I first got them, the second order is going to be coming in this week. If you would like, they're only $13. That $13 goes directly to the company. It does not go back to the Blacklist Babes in any way. It goes directly to Infinite Dream to support their dreams of being a local Black-owned business, of course. And again, you can follow them on Instagram at Infinite Dreams Clothing. They make t-shirts and they make really cool masks. So if you're interested in one, pop me a message over at the Blacklist Babes or Risa Risque Instagram, and I'm just taking a $13 donation for those, and you will get one of yours this week. All right, so that concludes our show for this evening. Thank you all so much again for letting us sing our favorite and some of our best songs of the last 4 years in Blacklist Loves You, Best of Blacklist. Please, again, it was said in the beginning, sure, yeah, drop us a vote in Orlando Weekly. We'd love that. But no matter what, register to vote and make sure that you are voting this November. Like Orion said, wear your mask, don't go out too much. Like Victoria Reno said, make sure not to focus too much on the news and take some time for yourself as well. And so with that, wonderful, I want to thank you guys again for sticking around with us, and you guys go enjoy the rest of your Friday night safely at home. I love you. Blacklist loves you. Have a great night. Cheers, everyone.